So my name is Cole and this is Trucking Inspired, and I make daily motivational videos to get you up and going every single morning right here on this channel, as well as longer form content just like this video you clicked on right here. And we're actually going to be talking about why you should be getting your CDL right now instead of later. And if you have a CDL, why you should consider looking at your options as far as updating or upgrading your CDL. So stick around. So like I said, we're actually going to be talking about why February 7th of 2022 is so important and so crucial in this timeline. And I want to thank you so much for giving me just a little portion of your day and a little portion of your time to sit here and listen to me talk about this ELDT restructuring. I know that some of the information for this regarding the ELDTs have actually been out for the better part of the year 2021. And actually this program was actually started to be worked on back in 2015. And what is the ELDT? Well, ELDT is going to be the regulations set the baseline for training requirements for entry-level drivers. And this is going to include anybody trying to get a Class A or Class B CDL for the first time. All right, you're going to need to remember this. Upgrading an existing CDL Class B to a Class A, or to attain a school bus passenger or hazardous materials endorsement for the first time. So I myself have a tanker endorsement and I've been flirting with the idea of getting a hazmat, so now might be a good time to go ahead and do that. And by the way, I'm using the actual FMCSA.dot.gov as my reference for this material right here. And I'm also using another website that I'll link down below so you can go check it out for yourself and actually read it verbatim what it is. So let's go ahead and talk about this ELDT and who it is actually going to affect. So in layman terms, the federal government, specifically the DOT rule that if you want to get a commercial driver's license, you must undergo the training that meets federally mandated standards. So as of right now, to get your CDL, really all you have to do is go get your physical done, you get your med card, you go to the DMV, you take a permit test, and then after that, it's really up to you. You can just go drive and have somebody accompany you with the truck that's had a CDL, and then you can go back, borrow a truck, or I think even rent a truck and take your CDL test, and you're off to the races. You can go to schools, everything like that. But what this effectively is going to do is actually bring everybody to a federal standard. Right now, the CDL training and guidelines are set by state, and they're actually what they're going to do is bring it up to a one federal standard. And so as you can see right here, they actually have listed out what the current rules are and what is going to take place after February 7th of 2022. And you can see what is going to kind of set the tone for coming into getting your CDL. Let's go down to right here, where specifically where it says DMVs are responsible for taking the behind the wheel and inspection skills. There is no written test requirement for getting your CDL. That will change to having a CDL administer written test. I think it was, there it is. You must have a score of 80% to pass, and behind the wheel inspection still will be tested at the DMV. So the thing that's going to change here is you're actually going to have a written test you have to pass. Also, what they're actually going to do is make a program, essentially a class A, that is going to be taught on every level to get your CDL. So that's what I'm telling you now. If you're on the fence about getting your CDL, or you've been even flirting with the idea, I encourage you, please go ahead and get your CDL before it gets to this level, and it is going to get more expensive over time. Like I said, if we scroll down here, you know, why they list it here is why is the ELDT important? Well, what their argument is you can read right here, I'll leave it up for a second, is that basically what they're saying is going to make everybody safer. It's going to make the roads safer by having a standardized way of federally measuring entry-level drivers. Essentially, it's what this program is aimed to do. That's the purpose of this regulation change, is to effectively make the highway safer. You know, will that be the case, and will that be actually what happens? Who knows? Having the government get involved more and more, I think, only can create more problems than they actually solve. But, you know, we have to see how this plays out. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I'd love for you to let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen with this. If you think it's good, if you think it's bad, whatever your case is, make it down in the comments below. And let's scroll on down here. It says it's only going to apply to CDL schools, which isn't true. That's just I guess a rumor. It's actually going to apply to all people who are certified to give CDLs now, or training you will have to effectively come up to the federal level of standard and practices. For CDL schools, nonprofit colleges, local trade organization, private fleets running dock-to-driver programs, over-the-road fleets, that means you're talking about even your your big main carriers who are going to be giving you training on the road. But the training, you're actually going to have to do this as well as part of your training. This, just doing the over-the-road, just how the system has been running to get your CDL will be effectively changed. And if you have a CDL and you're considering getting those specific endorsements, I encourage you to go ahead and get them. I'm actually about to, I think, go ahead and get my hazmat, not because I need it, but because this right here just shows what the government can do. And the federal government may decide that certain materials are hazmat at a different point in time than right now. So it's go ahead and good to be having that on my license now than have to try to get it down the road when it could be harder to get. And also, if you have a Class B and you're even thinking about getting Class A, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and get the road test and go ahead and upgrade your CDL right now. It'll be a lot easier than trying to do it after February 7th. And they actually have listed here some of the biggest questions people have and concerns, and what does becoming a qualified instructor means. And they have it listed right here: hold a CDL at the same level you're providing training, at least 2 years of experience, or have 2 years of experience behind the wheel as an instructor. So everything is going to be an addition to state level requirements. So you're going to have to not only adhere to your state level requirements, you're also going to have to now at that point be required to follow federal levels. Here's the training right here they're going to have. It says broken up into 2 portions: theory and behind the wheel. Here's just basically what they're going over, yada yada yada. Here's your range training and behind the wheel. It looks like these are going to be pretty standard things that you will learn probably on the job, or if you have somebody training, you should be learning half of those anyway. But these all are going to be raised to a federal standard. How will it be enforced? Well, they actually, according to this website, according to this source, we actually don't know exactly how the DMV will be enforcing this. You have referencing TPR as students to get their test. Why do we care about the ELDT? Okay, well, it's like I said, the reasons are is to help drivers become good drivers and to make the road safer. And if that's the case, then if that's actually how this thing works out, great. I'll be 100% behind it. But I think the jury is still out. And like I said, typically, the more that government gets involved in something like this and matters, to me, it usually messes the system up farther more down the road. That's just a quick overview of what we're looking at right now. And like I said, I'm going to be checking in on this and and making videos, updating you guys on it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button with the bell on so you can keep up with what's going on with your license and anything changing. Now, as far as what I actually fully think of this program, in my personal opinion, if you ask me about when I got my CDL, I would say I feel I could have used some more training, but maybe that was just the program that I went through. I see this thing having pure intentions, but the only problem I see with it is once this is set in place, is that it could be just the first stepping stone in making this effectively one thing after another. So what I mean by that, I mean that, so if it starts here, and like I said, the requirements to become a safety, to actually become one of these people who can actually certify you and give CDLs, could be as simple as, an application fee, a small application fee, doing a couple pieces of paperwork, dotting T's and crossing I's and all that kind of, and just turning that in, and maybe taking a test or two to show that you are competent and that you are responsible as a trainer. Or it could be, large fees, large updates, where the federal government is going to make you do a lot of red tape, lots to jump through, a lot of hoops to become a CDL certifier. I think that's just going to come with time, and I think that's the only concern I have with that, is that this could be a slippery slope into more effectively the federal government getting even more involved in everything. Make no joke, this right here will go down as one of the biggest change in the trucking industry, just like DEF, just like E-logs, just like when you had to have a chauffeur's license and it just grandfathered you in. This right here effectively will be one of the big turning points in the industry. like I said, if it actually does what it says and it makes the road safer, I'll back it 100%, and I will be here to talk about it. But I have my doubts, but I would love to know what you guys think, so please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to actually talk to somebody who is actually involved with this program and actually getting to do, and who are actually setting the standards for what this means. So like I said, I post videos here every single morning, getting you motivated for the day, as well as I make longer form content like this on a weekly basis. I have some really cool videos in the works, so make sure, like I said, you hit that subscribe button, you have that bell notification on, and please hit that like button if you found this video valuable, and let me know in the comments what you think of this ELDT change. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Peace.